Hi, everyone. Welcome to another California Psychics Facebook and YouTube Live. We are simultaneously streaming on both platforms. My name is Carly. I'll be your moderator today, and I am with Psychic Marin. Marin, how are you doing?
Fantastic. Just coming off of the celebration of the full moon that we just had. Yeah, some people celebrate the full moon phase within a day or two. So if you missed it last night, then it's still time. You can still celebrate it tonight. And with the full moon, now we're going into what's known as a waning moon, meaning that it's going to diminish. So now's the time to focus on what you want to rid yourself of, whether it's a few extra pounds or any habits. Now's the time to sort of clean the system out. So if that inspires you for any meditations you might want to do tonight, take a nice walk under the moon. But that's the energy we're working with right now.
I like it. It's a perfect energy for our live today. I know we have a ton of questions already coming in. For anyone that is new, a few ground rules. We can't answer any health questions, medical questions, anything legal. Can't answer those, but anything on love and relationships or your career or past life experiences or deceased loved ones, those are all up for game. We just ask that you be very specific with your questions so Marin can get to as many people as possible. It'll take her less time to connect if she has specific questions and also specific names if you're asking about someone else. So without any further ado, let's get to our first question.
All right.
Let's see. Mahapara says, hi, will I get any new opportunities at university in my career?
They just gave me the time frame of May. What I'm looking at looks kind of like somewhat of an internship position or something that is seasonal, and it looks like it's just throughout the summer. But I feel like it's really important because what this is going to do is connect you with some of those people that you'll later have job interviews and connections with. Like it's a good lead. So they're saying even though it's for 3 months, pay attention to it, and that's going to be in May.
May, nice. Yeah. Barbara wants to know, is Greg going to marry me?
Yes. Not until next year do I actually get the ceremony, which is small. But I feel I'm trying to pinpoint proposal, and I'm wondering if this is a second proposal or if you were engaged and it was called off, because they're showing me fall, and I believe it's going to be end of September. So no marriage this year, next year, but proposal by the fall of this year.
Nice. Rashawn wants to know, I just moved back to Columbia, South Carolina. Do you see a promotion in my law enforcement career?
It's a good fit for you geographically. I see you being really happy in this area, but I'm not seeing this promotion right away. They just said two more years. Give me just 1 second because I'm trying to get the timing. You're going to be somewhere else for 2 years, and at that point is when I'm seeing the shift where you're really content. It feels like it's a little more action, less desk, and so they're showing me that that's 2 years before I see you really content. You gotta stay where you are right now. You will be happy.
Avantika says, will I get fame and recognition for my work or business? I'm pretty ambitious about getting on the Forbes list.
Oh, awesome. 2, 3. Yes. This is something where I'm getting multiple, like it's going to take you 3 different interactions back and forth until you are actually one of the members. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got about 5 more months. If I look at where you are by the end of next year, so winter 2022, that's when I see you booking. That's when I'm seeing much more speaking on stage, like I'm getting a lot of back-to-back bookings, and that's when I'm starting to get the notoriety. So you still have the better part of a year and a half, but I'm getting Forbes about 5 more months, and they're showing me 3 different submissions. That's a lot of information packed into one question. So I hope you took notes.
And that's a good reminder that if anyone wants a one-on-one reading with Marin, please go to our website, download our app, find her profile or any of our psychics that are available. If you're a new customer, you can use the promo code LIVE5. It's on the screen right now. LIVE5 will get you $5 additional added to your account for new customers. And if you're an existing customer, there are plenty of promotions. Keep an eye on your email and your California Psychics account to see when those show up. KR Day is probably is coming up soon, so keep a lookout. And our next question is from Ashley. She says, "Hello, what can I expect moving forward with Tommy and I?"
Lot of passion, lot of chemistry. It's going to drive you nuts. This is one of those situations where you're going to have to resist the temptation to want to chase after or try pinning him down. The chemistry is so strong. That's the best thing that you've got going for you right now, where that's going to be the glue that keeps you together. But be prepared that this is like 6 months before I'm finally getting this solid commitment from him. But it's fun as long as there's this mutual respect. I see you enjoying the chase, but 6-7 months is when it finally starts to mellow out and you've got security that it's a relationship.
Then Stacy wants to know, will I get married again?
Stacy, are you connected to Florida area? Because when you asked that question, they immediately drew me towards coastal and Florida, and I'm curious if that is a lead or an area where you're considering moving to, or where you are from, because they're saying that you're meeting somebody that's from that area. Your life, when I'm looking at Georgia, Florida, all in that region, is really lighting up for you in the second half of your life. So I do get, yes, you will. And that's where I see your partner from. And I'm hoping that gives you some hints in how you'll connect.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Desiree wants to know, will my ex-fiance Perry and I get back together?
When you asked about him, let me just check. I'm trying to get an image. I'm trying to get an image of a face. When you asked that question, I was immediately shown somebody else, and I feel like there's a temporary distraction. There's somebody else that is in Perry's life, but when I'm getting late summer, August, September, that's when I see you guys starting to talk a little bit more. He still kind of playing the field a little bit more. That's a little bit of a weaker opportunity. I think I need to say no. It's less likely. I'll just leave it at that. And you're welcome to give me a phone call. I'm sorry I can't get into a lot of information and details right now, but it's going to be a bumpy road.
It sounds like a phone call is definitely needed. Shelly says, "Hey Carly, hey Psychic Marin, what new opportunities do you see in store for me?"
They're showing, I got an image of something that looks like a local artist or gallery, like a friend or somebody that's either operating a gallery or like a handmade goods store, that she keeps asking about marketing help and marketing leads. And so I feel like this is a real strong business opportunity for you if you want some side work, if you're wanting to help out and bring in a little bit of extra income. And I just got images of like purses. It looks like a handmade gallery that somebody's launching. So align with her and pay attention to this, because it's going to be really lucrative, and give her a thumbs up on this and what she's doing. Purses. And they're also talking about purses. I might have said that already, but they're showing me purses that somebody's made. So get in touch with her. strong business opportunity.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. And then a quick reminder that we are getting questions. Some are on the more health and legal sides. I won't be picking out those, but if you have additional questions, please throw those in there. And then we're getting a lot of questions that are like, will me and my partner this and that? But if you want to use their name, I will try to get to as many people that have names as possible. And if you don't feel like putting in names or you want to be very vague, wait until the very end, last 15, 20 minutes of the live. Marin will be doing fast, rapid tarot card pulls. So if you're not comfortable asking your full question, you can just say, can I have a love and relationship card? And she'll pick one out for you and interpret that. So stay tuned for that. For right now, we're going to get to very specific questions so we can get to as many people as possible. And let's see. Megan says, I would like to know if Steve, my step grandpa, misses me and grandma. Also, if he has any messages for me.
Yeah, he's touching. So I started to see an image of a garden, and I thought that was a message to you about something that you're planting or gardening. And then no, he emphasized that it was more about your diet or nutrition, and it was like a lettuce or kale plant that was growing. And it's funny how he's communicating, because I'm not getting language, I'm getting images, and it's more about health and nutrition and praising. You're making some lifestyle changes, and so he's acknowledging that or praising that. He's concerned more about health and nutrition, more so on the nutrition end for you. I get that there is a closeness with them. They're still together. And I feel like this is one of those types of souls that you will be able to continue talking to and connecting to. They're going to be here for a while. So they're close to you, and reach out. I feel like you are connected in a way where you might be able to get messages, and especially dream influence from them. He's really big into that. He communicates in symbols, not words. So look for the images, look for symbols that are significant.
That is really cool. It reminds me, on our California Psychics blog, we have a lot of, we call them the meaning of blogs. Like, what does it mean when you see certain things? So like, what does it mean when you see a red cardinal? It could be a message from someone on the other side. What does it mean when you see like a praying mantis? We have a long list of things and what they mean spiritually, or just the symbolism of those. So if anyone's interested, just type in meaning of on our blog and you'll see tons of content there.
Lastly, I was getting an image of like a military cross, like an equal arm cross, or like a rose cross. And I'm questioning if it was associated with military, or it looked more like an emblem or like a badge or something. And so that's kind of him defining his pride when I saw him, or maybe that's something that you have or that connects you to him.
Christina says, do you see Anthony and I in a relationship, or me with somebody else?
I see you in a relationship, and I do see that there's a lot of compassion. There's a lot of love. It feels more like cold feet around modifying lifestyle. So this is somebody that's really set in their independence or enjoying that separation, but I do get the love. So if you've got the patience, this could go somewhere. The prediction that I have is that you're not going to have the patience to see it through, but if you were to shift that, it's about a year, but I do get that there's relationship potential for the two of you.
Aaron says, Marin, will my small business I'm trying to start go big?
You are going to have a revision of your business. Be careful with how you're branding or marketing yourself. And I love helping people with this. There was a gal the other day, and I gave her a business name, and she's called me back multiple times because it's just been a download of information. And sometimes what you perceive and in how your business will be represented isn't how the rest of the world sees it. And I feel like there's a fine tuning in how you're branded or marketed, and that's going to change everything for you. So eventually, yes, but it's something that I feel like you're rebranding yourself because it's not quite the accurate representation. Ultimately, yes, with a little stumble in getting you refreshed. You've got timeline wise, they're not giving me a timeline because this is something where it's kind of up to you rather than it's just happening. So I hope that helps. If you want more information, I'll be on tonight, but they're trying to clear things up for you and match you more with your audience.
Thanks. Says, will I have stability soon with my love and career? This is from Angelica.
2, 3, 4, 5. You're about 5 more weeks. You've got a short timeline. So I feel like stability with the relationship and career are actually kind of coming in at the same time. Relationship first, then career right after. But it's going to be looking really good by the beginning of May.
Let's see. Mother-in-law Suzanne today. Any information from her? And I'm so sorry, Alexis.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's a female that looks like she is either Hispanic or could be biracial, and she's got bleached blonde hair that's long and wavy, and she's concerned about her, she's worried about her, and I feel like it's an immediate family member, and she keeps feeling like you need to know I'm okay, you need to know it was more of a tragedy situation, but she's saying she needs to know I'm okay. And it's an older woman, 30s, I mean, not a child, but somebody that's in their 30s, late 30s, that's saying that's scared or worried and wants to know. So the message is that person is okay, that your in-law is okay, and she wants you to communicate that to the blonde family member that's got long wavy hair. That's who she's with, and that's where all of her focus is right now. So that's where I would direct you to support the family. Sorry, there's a lot of emotion there. I'm just trying to keep myself from getting choked up. My heart goes out to your family because there's a lot of emotion.
Yeah. Ashley says, hello, when will me and my boyfriend Kevin start picking up with our relationship, and when will he come over to spend time together? Okay,
you have 2 more weeks until he's coming over to spend time. It's a little bit of an immaturity, either an age gap or just a maturity gap that I'm seeing with the two of you. And what you're seeing right now is how this is going to be. It is like trying to pull him away from his friends, trying to get him to focus on a relationship. You're lucky to spend 2 weekends a month with him, and that's how it's going to continue to be for months and months.
Quenisha says, will me and my ex-girlfriend Andrea get back together?
Yes, but it's not an exclusive commitment. So I do see the two of you reuniting, and I see it being in more of a romantic capacity, but I don't see this exclusive commitment, meaning that I don't see this lasting.
Pollyanna says, is my financial situation improving this year?
Definitely, and you will feel much better by even the beginning of August. So it's a definite for you.
Nice. And real quick, before we go to our next one, I just want to call out a few people. We are getting lots of love over on Facebook. We're getting the hearts from Diane Pearson and Pollyann McBain and Geneva Elliott and Amber Stone and Betty Kindler and Lisa Vigil. It keeps going on and on. We have 162 people watching across Facebook and YouTube. Some of the people on YouTube that are watching, we really appreciate you. Linda Carrillo, Serena R, Anna Badali, thank you all so much. We really appreciate it. And if you are enjoying your time with us, we ask, can you please, if you're on Facebook, like our page, and you'll get notified when we go live. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, hit that little bell notification, and you'll get notified whenever we go live as well. So you'll never miss one of our wonderful lives with our psychics. So thank you all for showing that love, and we will get on to some more questions.
Right.
Naya says, I want to know about my love life with Shepard. His birthday is 12/30/78.
Okay. So I'm immediately drawn to what shows me geographical hurdles with the two of you. And they're saying that that's going to continue till September. So I feel like there's either family that is distant or that there's something requiring travel back and forth to care for family. So it's really going to impact your relationship until about September. So otherwise, I don't see any problems between the two of you, but I just don't see that focus on the relationship right now. Now's the time, and this applies to a lot of people watching, so I'll just kind of segue off of this for a second. A lot of times when these relationships kind of have these ups and downs, when it's the focus on you or the focus on them, this doesn't mean that it's a time for you to just completely step back and back away. It means that this is a time for you to be there for the other person, meaning that you are maybe sending a little card in the mail, or that you are willing to offer your support and your emotion, putting your feelings and your needs aside while they need the understanding and compassion. And what people don't realize is that even though they are distracted or focused on something else, there still is something you can do. So it doesn't mean you've got to just sit on your hands. Show that love and support and make it about them for right now, because it will benefit you in the long run. Did you hit a mute?
Sorry. Brittany says, how does Dwayne feel and think about me and our connection? Will we talk or see each other again?
Yes, you will. The connection is hot, except he's jumping the gun. Like, there's somebody else that I'm seeing in his life, and what it looks like is he's got to get that cleaned up before he can exclusively focus on you. So don't be surprised if you lose him for a few more weeks. By early May, I see it starting. And at that time, it feels like this can be real, but he's interested. He's just got to resolve some unfinished business first with somebody else.
I did it again.
It's okay.
Siobhan says, do you see me getting the principal position?
To April. Yes. Boy, this is like a tie. There are two people, and I get that it's at the end of April. You've got one more month. They're really good. I'm just trying to see if I can give you any advice to help. I keep getting something about your reference. Like, you get hired based on a reference that you have, because it's narrowed down to two different people. And the references that you have are what I would really emphasize or discuss in your upcoming continued interviews, because that's going to be what really secures that for you. So I get yes, end of April is when you'll be offered the position.
Okay, let's see. Christy says, will my partner Joe marry me?
Christy. I don't believe so. I'm already to the end of this year and I keep looking and I just see you're more likely to get frustrated and leave. And I think that that's going to be necessary in order for him to realize the expectation. So I think that answers that. Sorry, Kirby.
Man, I cannot remember to unmute myself.
It's okay.
Marzana says, will the situation between me and Alvin get better, or are we going to go through all the obstacles to be together?
Your guy just said you've already gone through the obstacles. Actually, what's going to shift this is your mindset is just like, I'm just done. I'm throwing my hands up. And that is exactly what it's going to take, because it eliminates the pressure from him. And he just feels like, all right, well, I guess I've got to step up. So you've already gone through the cycles. Now you're kind of in this limbo waiting period. Mid-June is when I see that shift happening.
Okay. And then Lauren says, she has a couple of questions, so I don't know if you just want to focus on one of them, but am I moving in the right direction with my job? Will I be getting a promotion soon? And do you have any messages from my grandmother, Maria? This is from Lauren.
Okay. Lauren. One of the bigger challenges in your job is that there's not a lot of feedback, and it's so busy. It feels like it's a very busy environment, and there's not a lot of feedback for you personally. So you feel like I'm just kind of in the dark doing my best. And that's how I see no news is good news. No complaining is good news. Stay on track. By the beginning of next year, that's when I see strategies for promotions that are implemented in April. So it's going to be a little while, but I do feel like this is a good fit for you. Grandmother, I think it was Maria. I just kept getting somebody named Cherie. There's somebody that is on your other side connected to family, and her name's Cherie. I'm not getting your grandmother. But Cherie's there, and she's saying she's got an eye on the sister, an eye on your sister. I hope that means something to you.
Well, I'm very interested. So Lauren, if you know of a Cherie that Marin might be talking about, let us know in the comments. Follow up.
Or Cherise. Cherie or Cherise.
Okay. Carolyn says, is my granddaughter Violet well and happy? Will I get to visit her with her ever in this lifetime?
I keep getting like something around her stomach, or like a band around her stomach, or I'm trying to see if it's a problem within that area, or if she's got a medical device around her. We're supposed to steer clear of medical questions, but I can say that I pick up that she's in more of a limited mobility, and there's some stomach stuff going on. I do feel that you will be able to see her, and it doesn't look very, very good. Like she's I'm not able to get into some of the medical questions, and I'm also not able to get into the depth of this because of our time limitations. So we could talk about this by phone on a private reading, but I'm not going to be able to discuss the medical aspect. I just see that, yes, you will be able to see her, but it looks like you're not given that full visiting. So that's why I wanted to clarify, is it a COVID issue? Is it her health situation? Because you have to see her from afar, and it's going to be really hard. I want to talk with you more about, is that something that you really want to do? I feel like that's going to cause more hurt and more emotion at this time. So really, I know you have, your heart's in the right place, but I feel like there's going to be a lot more emotion that comes up for you, and I can help with that.
And speaking of, do you want to tell everyone that's watching your hours that you're going to be working the next, today and the next couple of days, so they can know when to look for you?
Yeah, so I'm going to be on in about an hour and a half. So we're going to wrap up here in about a half an hour, and I'm going to refresh and set up, and then we will be, I will be available until 10 p.m. Pacific time tonight.
Nice. And then if for some reason you can't get a hold of Marin, or you're not able to get in her queue, check all of our available psychics. You can even check who's online at that moment. We have a chat feature if in case you don't even want to do a phone call, you can text. We have plenty of different specialties. We have psychics that deal with love and relationships. We have psychic mediums like Marin. We have psychics that deal with pets. I didn't know this, and I got a pet reading the other day. It was fantastic. So I highly recommend it. If you want to know what your little fur baby is thinking, or any issues with them, we have pet psychics. So I highly recommend that you check out our website or download our app to learn all about our psychics and see which one fits best with you. Let's see. Shelly says, "Do you see me moving for a new job?"
They sent me to Virginia. They just immediately drew me to Virginia and said there's a company, or they're headquartered, something connecting you to Virginia. You're a little more stuck where you are right now, and I feel like there's a lot of fear around this, or fear around the relocation and job, and this is all really good. Like the change is good in your case. And so I feel like it's a job opportunity that's waiting, that you've got one foot in and one foot out. So I want to kind of give you that nudge.
So Dutrio says, "Are there any messages from my dad, Gene?"
My immediate impression was he was a man of God, and I just got this message of he's not scolding, but it's more of like get to church, get to church. And so I feel like he was a religious man that's wanting you to reconnect with your spirituality. So it's lovingly critical.
Let's see.
Oh, and they just showed me something about an operation table, and I'm wondering if he passed during a procedure or something, because they're showing me or hold on. Oh gosh, these medical questions are hard because I've got to work around them. But I feel like there's fear around a medical procedure, and I keep getting this surgical light, and he's saying like, it's okay, it's okay, and he's telling you to go back to church. I think you'll know what that means.
Very interesting. Anna says, "Do you see a job coming soon for me? I made a big location move and work in fashion, trying to keep the faith."
Yes. Yes, you did. And it's almost like you've got guides saying, yes, she did. And it's a timing issue is what's going on. So you've done everything right. And now it's just waiting for it. What it looks like is it's waiting for things to open back up, waiting for the world to return to its normal. And then this company is increasing their hiring. And so I just keep getting that you're waiting May. You've got about 3 more weeks. By May, I see you starting the position. So hang in there. You've done everything exactly right.
Patty says, "Any messages from my father, Thomas?"
Does the message get the car mean anything to you? I'm sometimes when I start to analyze what that means, I lose the connection, and I'm trying to prevent myself from doing that. And I don't know if it meant like just go buy the car, just go do it, or if it was go get his car. Something about get the car is what he's saying.
Interesting.
Get the car. That's all I'm getting. It's like a repetitive record, like a broken record player. And I keep feeling like it's about a new car, or that you were wanting to get a new car, not taking possession of his old car. Because I'm looking at an image of a new car. That's why I think that's what that means. It's a little faint. I apologize for that, but I hope that means something to you.
And then I want to make a quick announcement. Anyone that might be new, if not, you probably heard it on our last few, but we've had people commenting, saying that they could give free readings, and or pay this money and we'll give you a reading. Just know that none of our California psychics will ever comment to you on Facebook. Marin is here live answering questions, but none of our psychics are going to be typing out questions or responses. So anyone that does get a message, just know that those aren't our psychics. Just beware, because we have, I think last time we had 100 comments from different psychics saying that, oh, we'll give you a reading, we'll give you a reading. Just letting you know, not our California psychics. Patrina says, will I ever get promoted to manager and get married?
Yes and yes. 2 years on the marriage. Manager, November, December. It's right around December, right? It's I believe that you are given notice that you are getting the promotion December, that's active in January, and the following winter is when I see marriage. 2022 marriage. That was easy. Yeah. That was more straightforward.
Stephanie says, are me and Jackal meant for each other? If so, does my grandmother approve if he's the one?
Your grandmother would choose somebody different for you. And I think that that's more of just the generation and cultural differences when I'm looking at it from her perspective. But she knows that you're happy. She just really likes the refined gentleman and wants that for you. And he's a little more casual. I think that it's a strong partnership for you. But if you want your grandmother's blessing, the answer is yes. But she would have chosen somebody that's very refined and a little more of a gentleman.
Sergio says, will Brittany and I get back together?
Yeah. It's not gonna last, Sergio. It's not gonna last. I see that there will be another reconnection, and she's kind of playing with you. It's just it's entertainment. It's fun for her. It's checking in, but I don't see it going anywhere. And your heart's too wrapped up in that.
Good to know. Zach says, will my marriage last to Danielle, and will we be able to fix our current situation?
Yes. Your marriage is going to make it. I say you've got to stick by her side until fall. There are so many people that call me on a daily basis that have weathered the storm of last year, and they don't even recognize their partnerships anymore because of COVID and how so much has changed, and people unemployed, living at home at each other. I feel like your situation has a lot of those elements, and you've lost that perspective of your roles and your day-to-day routines. So what I feel is a definite, because that love is there. It's just rediscovering who you both are and that compatibility. But yes, there's stubbornness around counseling, and there's stubbornness around going deeper. And I think you guys will still succeed in maintaining the relationship without going that counseling route on seeking ongoing counseling. But they're saying, yes, I think that you guys will be fine once I'm looking at December. By October, it's feeling a lot better, but you've got to hang in there for now.
Yes, COVID has lots of relationships in the upheaval.
Yeah.
Serena says, my name is Serena. My ex-boyfriend John broke up with me, and I'm having such a hard time understanding why. Please help me. And is he going to contact me? And when will he be contacting me?
I'm going to say this lovingly, but I think it's going to be hard for you to accept this because you're not going to see yourself this way, but it was too much too soon. It was, you were too available, too much of that chase. He's a little more immature. He wants that independence. He doesn't appreciate the ongoing texts. It felt more like a burden for him, or it kind of cramped his style. And he can't tell you that. He doesn't want to hurt you. And I think it's going to really confuse you, because after this clears, the air kind of clears, then he's going to reach out again, and you're going to get the wrong message that, oh, good, I can start texting and he's interested again. And then the same pattern repeats. So I would say less is more. And I would give you a guideline of, for every 5 times you think of texting, do it once. Weed it out unless it's something really important of content. That's what chased him away. So once that frustration settles, he's going to be right back, and this is going to happen and happen. So I hope that helps you for now.
Nice. Amadi says, hi, Marin. Why is my brother Alessis estranged from my mother, sister, and I?
So there's layers to this, and I'm going to briefly describe what they're showing me. There's an envy, there's a jealousy, and that connection with you is closer, but it feels like I'm speaking of him, like I got the short end of the stick, or I got left behind, or I was kind of I was the youngest, and so I got the leftovers. Like there's an envy, there's a disappointment or a heartache that I'm picking up on. And I feel like everybody else is this team, and especially mother, sister, like team. And he feels like he's on the outside. So he finally took the mindset of just, screw it, I'm on my own. Fine. I don't care about this. I'll just live my life. And there's a connection with you, and you're kind of the bridge to the family dynamic. But it was the confidence, it was the insecurity, or the not feeling like he belonged. So I don't see that changing. I see that he's made peace with that. Tried to make peace with that anyways.
Quick question for you, Marin. Do you do dream interpretation? I know we have psychics that do dream interpretation, but I don't know if that's one of your specialties.
I do dream interpretation. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, then I will give you Margaret's question.
Okay.
I woke up to a white pulsing light one morning, and I prayed and went to sleep. Mm-hmm. Then an eagle flew my direction.
Shoot. Can you hear me, Carly? Because you froze. I got to.
Yeah. Now I can. I think we're good. So I don't know if you saw the whole question, but I can repeat it if you need me to.
Okay. The eagle flew, and then can you continue from that? The eagle flew. So there's pulsing.
The eagle flew my direction, literally looked down on me, and then flew back. What does that mean?
You've got it's a female, it's a soul, it's a spirit. You've got a female coming through, and what happened was that energy was coming through. You and your conscious mind converted that into seeing this bird because of the form that it was taking and how it was moving, and it's trying to connect with you. I would specifically direct you to who passed around that time, what soul was transitioning, because this is not a soul from 20 years ago. Like, this is a soul that has moved on, and it's a very graceful, very loving, like, I'm here and I'm going to visit, and I'll come and go and come and go. And it's a female soul that I would say is 70, late 70s.
Very interesting. I find dream interpretation amazing.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember my dream so I could ask for interpretations. We'll get to one more question before we move over to the tarot cards, because I want to showcase Allison. She says, "Hi, Marin. It's her first time. I want to know if I will get a new job this year or get an interview as an executive assistant at my job. Thank you."
Yes, you will get an interview, but they're saying you gotta, I would encourage that you expand your search, because what they're showing is a personal, it's more of like a personal assistant. I guess this executive assistant position kind of fills that, but what they're showing me is that this is a position that entails a lot more of like personal errands, and even involving family and picking up kids occasionally, or dry cleaning. That's what I'm shown. So it's like a crossover from somebody's business slash personal life, and you would love this. And the thing I see you loving the most is that you can run some errands. As you're doing an errand for them, you can pick up supplies and you can run little personal errands, and it just works with your lifestyle. August, they just gave me the month of August. So I think that this is what we're talking about, but I would make a point of making yourself available or discussing this with them, because this is like you're the right hand man or right hand gal for this position.
That sounds like fun. Okay, so we are going to switch over to tarot cards. And for anyone that doesn't know, you can ask specific questions still if you want, but maybe you don't want to ask specific questions. You want to be more vague. You can just say, I want a card on my career, or I want a card about my relationship. And then Marin can pull a card for you and interpret that. As I was saying, you can be vague or you can be specific as well. But we open it up to everyone. And ooh, man, people are really liking this card section. It goes fast. Frankie wants a card, please.
Okay, you've got the Chariot in a reverse position. And so that means slow down or pull back. Maybe now's not the time. Rethink things. You're kind of stuck.
Okay. And then Christine says, "Hi, Marin. Any vacations coming for me soon? And will I get a promotion I applied for?"
Okay, so let's. In response to the promotion that you applied for, it's a very descriptive card, but I don't feel like it's the answer you are hoping for. This is a thumbs down, like literally a thumbs down. In response to vacation, I'm getting yes, and they're showing me summer, and it feels like it is more Caribbean or more tropical is what I'm looking at. And this is with a partnership or a relationship, and they're saying, yes, this is great, not so great on the job opportunity.
Jeanette says, "A card from my mom, please."
Okay. This is a tough card. In a upright position, it represents deception, betrayal, cheating, and this is in a reverse position, which would mean there is not betrayal, there is not cheating going on. It's okay. Five of Swords. It's okay.
Montria wants a love card, please.
I'm sorry. I accidentally rotated this. This should be upright. I flipped it when I brought it up to the camera. This is the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups is often the card that's known as your head's in the clouds. So in response to your question or wanting something about love, sadly, I would say you probably have unrealistic expectations towards a relationship, because it's more of a dreamy, like what you're hoping this is going to become and not what it really is.
Linda says, "I want a card on my marriage."
Oh, hello. Doesn't get any better than this. This is the Ten of Cups with the children and the house in the background. This is like the happily ever after. This is what we all hope for in relationships.
It's my favorite card. Let's see. Jen says, can I get a love card, please?
Yes. Okay, love card. This is a tough one. This is the Nine of Swords, which is interpreted as the worst nightmare card. And it's important to remember that it's not real. It's just a nightmare, but you must be going through some really hard stuff right now, because this is a heavy emotional card.
Jackie says, any card you may be drawn to with me. I'm super open.
Okay, Jackie. So Healing Angel, this is the card. It's the card's name is Temperance. If you want to look it up, I always tell what the card is so you guys can Google it and go on California Psychics and read the blog posts about it. But this is the Healing Angel that has 1 foot on water and 1 foot on land, and creating that balance in your life. So you said you're super open. I'm super interested to know what healing you're bringing into your life, or what you're giving to others.
Thanks. And thank you for mentioning our tarot interpretations. We do, on our blog, we have the meaning of all 78 tarot cards. If you have a question, we have it broken out. If you have a question about love, if you have a question about your career, if you have a question about, I think it's your finances. So depending on what your question is, you can interpret the card different ways. Check out our blog. But we also have a really cool free feature in our app. You can download our app for free, and there's a tarot card section where it auto shuffles, and you push your finger down when you want it to stop, and it draws the card for you, depending on, and you can ask a question. So very cool. If you just need a quick answer to your question, you can go through our app and get a free card pool there. And if you want further interpretation, you can always give one of our psychics a call to help you interpret that. Yeah. Next question is from Tracy. A love card with John.
This is a hard one. I'm trying to interpret it with images that they're giving me. This is the Eight of Swords, and she's fleeing a situation that isn't as pleasant. And so here's the house in the background, and she can only get so far, and then she usually turns around and goes back. So it's a situation where, are you trying to flee the relationship? Is there something that you're not seeing within the relationship? This requires a lot of introspection, because it's a tug of war.
Valerie says, a love card, please.
Okay, Valerie. Well, you've got the King of Pentacles. So I'm wondering if there is a man in your life that is very financially stable, or somebody that likes to spoil you, because you've got the King of Pentacles.
It's a pretty card too.
Yeah, and pentacles often, the tarot will be either coins, discs, pentacles, and that represents earth and money, gold, wealth, tangible. So that's why I gave you the interpretation that it has to do with finances or financial stability. Very
cool. I like learning more about the little meanings and the hidden messages behind the cards. Robert says, a card for my career and relationships, please.
Sure, Robert. Okay. So with regards to career, you have the Ace of Pentacles reversed, which means a lot of money going out. Not a lot of money in budgets and reserves. There's a lot of money going out, but it's still interpreted as this is okay. So considering COVID and pandemic and everything we've been through, this is not something that I would say you're in dire straits. This is something that's okay, but just that you're aware of. And then in regards to relationship, you've got the Hierophant, which is like the teacher with the spiritual overtone of teaching. There's lessons for you to learn. There's like, you may feel like you're being scolded, or that you are lovingly being educated or trained or taught in this relationship. So it's like there's some training or counseling necessary to make the relationship better, something you're not quite understanding.
Lori says, may I have a card about my love life, please?
Sure. Two of Wands reversed. So in this interpretation, you're not looking. It's time for you to settle down. It's time for you to stop the search and stop looking. And if you're in a relationship, then you've found the one.
Nice. We have about 5 minutes left, so we're going to try to get to a few more questions. But I want, while we have everyone here, we have 150 people watching. Thank you all so much. We really appreciate you coming out and contributing with your questions and your likes and your subscribing to our channel. We really appreciate it. And Marin, you said you were going to be on in about
an hour.
About an hour. If anyone wants a one-on-one call with Marin, and if she's not available or her queue is full, feel free to check out our other available psychics. We have a ton that get on in the evening, so be sure to find someone that fits your preference for your questions. Okay. And let's see, question from Consuela. She wants to know, will my marriage last?
So you've got the Knight of Cups, which is an emotional card because of the suit of cups. The answer is no, and I'm trying to use this card to interpret it. I'm being told no, but the interpretation of the Knight is that there's movement or change, and I feel like there's very, very slow movement and slow change in your situation, and ultimately I don't see it lasting. So I think you might want to really take a hard look at that now instead of allowing this to continue for a year and a half. It's painful.
Erica says, may I have a card about Tanner?
Sure, you can. Gosh. So Page of Cups, representing like Page meaning more youthful, a little more immature. There might be actually like an maturity difference between the two of you. Also, what I always point out with the Page of Cups is this little fish jumping out of little fish jumping out of the cup, which is an opportunity that will literally just like jump out at you. So he may be more distracted right now because he just got a new job lead or new friend, new hobby. He may be distracted with something else, because this is saying that not only is he a little more youthful, but he's going to be distracted with something that's right around the corner.
Sona says, a card for marriage.
Okay. Eight of Pentacles, which this is a card of monotony. It means that you're just doing the same thing over and over and over, and it's very redundant, and it's getting complacent and boring, and you're kind of stuck in that pattern.
Angelica, may I have a card pulled about money, especially a large sum coming in April?
Yeah. Whew. Yes. Except you might not get paid until the very first week of May. So yes, you will. There might be a week delay in what you were expecting with the payment, but this is the world. We got this card earlier, and this is like, you've got it all. It's the final card and in this series, and so this is really a solid card. It's complete balance and success with all the elements: earth, air, fire, water, money, love, career, stability. You've got it all.
Got it all. Man, that is a good card to have. Maybe my favorite card has changed. Okay, we're going to get to one more. Who's the lucky winner going to be? It is Melissa. A love card, please.
Melissa, you've got the Two of Swords. And it's a harder card, meaning that you're not seeing something. You've got your blindfold on, you're guarded, and it's time to take that blindfold on and really confront what's happening in your life with regards to love, because it's not looking like the way you would like it to.
And that is our last question. But before everyone goes, don't sign out yet. I want to remind y'all that we have a promo called Live 5 for new customers. If you've never gotten a reading with California Psychics before, create an account. And when you get your first package, use Live 5, and it will give you $5 extra to have with your psychic, or reading with your psychic. And also, if you are a new or an existing customer and you never signed up for our Karma Rewards program, you get $20 free. That's $20 free just in your account right when you sign up for Karma Rewards. So even if you're an old customer that's never signed up, go ahead and sign up now, and you get that $20 free, and you get all these extra perks with Karma Rewards, like if you put Marin or any of your favorite psychics in your psychic circle, you get extra points with them. And the more points you get free readings. I think 500 points equals $20. So racking up those points really does help you get free minutes with your psychic. So everyone join Karma Rewards today. And Marin, thank you so much for being with us. We really, really appreciate it. And I hope you get tons of callers today from our live that maybe they didn't get a chance to talk with you, but thank you as always for joining us.
Yeah, thank you everyone. See you next month. Bye-bye.
Bye.